In 1571, the Yucatan people were afflicted by a deadly plague. However, a man discovered a plant, when ingested, turned people blue and prevented them from breathing air. These individuals migrated to the ocean and established Talocan, an underwater civilization. A boy born to one of the women who consumed the plant, eventually became the ruler of Talocan. After the death of his mother, he led his guards to the surface, where he encountered a civilization that he attacked to make space for his mother's burial. The villagers called him Namor, or the boy without love. In the present day, Shuri is working tirelessly in her laboratory to develop an artificial heart-shaped herb to cure her brother, T'Challa, the king of Wakanda. However, Ramonda enters the lab and informs her of T'Challa's passing. 1 year later, Wakanda is facing pressure from other countries coveting their vibranium. The Dora Milaje, Wakanda's all-female special forces, intercept French military personnel who attempt to steal from Wakanda's vibranium outposts. Ramonda later addresses the United Nations to expose France's attempted theft and reaffirm Wakanda's commitment to defend its resources. In another part of the world, American miners are extracting vibranium from the ocean using a vibranium detector developed by an MIT student named Riri Williams. The miners come under attack from Talacanals who seek to protect their vibranium from being taken. Namor, now a grown man, takes down the last surviving helicopter of the miners. Ramonda and Shuri mourn the anniversary of T'Challa's passing by burning their funeral garments. Namor later approaches them, revealing the existence of Talocan and the need to prevent outsiders from exploiting vibranium. He seeks Wakanda's help and informs them that Talocan also has vibranium. However, Ramonda is hesitant to trust him and tells him to leave, fearing his presence. Shuri and Okoye meet with Everett Ross, who gives them the name and location of the young scientist, Riri Williams. They go to Cambridge, Massachusetts, to find her, and follow her to her garage, where she shows them her Iron Man-type armor. However, they are followed by the FBI, and a brief confrontation ensues. Suddenly, they are ambushed by Talacanals, including Atuma and Namora. Shuri and Williams are captured, while Okoye manages to escape. Ross meets with Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, his ex-wife, at the scene of the incident, where he discovers Kimoyo beads and hides them. In Wakanda, Ramonda is furious with Okoye for losing Shuri and fires her from her position as general. Meanwhile, Shuri and Williams wake up in Talocan, where Namor shows Shuri around and tries to convince her of his ideals. He even gives her his mother's bracelet. However, Shuri refuses to participate in killing Williams. Ramonda goes to Haiti to seek help from Nakia, who left Wakanda 6 years earlier. She asks Nakia to locate Shuri, which she does by spying on Talocan. Nakia manages to rescue Shuri and Williams as Ramonda negotiates with Namor about his plans. Things get worse when Namor and his people attack Wakanda. They flood the city and start a big fight. Namor breaks all the Wakandan vehicles and floods the throne room where Ramonda and Williams stays. Williams almost drowns, but Ramonda sacrifices her life to save Williams. Shuri becomes the new queen after Ramonda. M'Baku, leader of the Jabari tribe, offers Shuri a wise counsel to refrain from seeking revenge against Namor, and instead, focus on rebuilding the nation and helping the displaced Wakandans. Touched by M'Baku's compassion and wisdom, Shuri decides to follow his advice and sets out to provide housing for those who were affected by the invasion. Meanwhile, the brilliant Allegra de Fontaine discovers that General Ross has been secretly communicating with Wakanda. Furious at his deception, she has him arrested and faces him with her interrogative skills to learn more about the nature of his communications with the African nation. Back in Wakanda, Shuri is determined to restore the heart-shaped herb, the source of the Black Panther's powers, which was destroyed during the invasion. She tinkers with her mother's bracelet, hoping to create an artificial version of the herb. To her delight, she succeeds in creating the herb and decides to take it, hoping to reconnect with the ancestral spirits and gain the knowledge and strength she needs to overcome the challenges facing Wakanda. In the astral plane, Shuri encounters Eric Killmonger, her late cousin and former foe. Killmonger challenges Shuri's assumptions about her place in Wakanda's history and her role as a leader. Shuri rebuffs his attempts to persuade her, insisting that she will not let her anger and grief lead her to seek revenge against Namor. She emerges from the astral plane with renewed conviction and a fierce determination to protect her people. With the help of her friend Williams, Shuri creates a new version of the Ironheart armor and develops a strategy to weaken Namor. She equips the Dora Milaje with new armor, called the Midnight Angels, and sends them into battle against the Talacanals, Namor's people. In the ocean, they use a trick to lure the Talacanals into a trap. Namor fights them and looks like he's winning, but Black Panther traps him in a flying ship and takes off. Meanwhile, the Dora Milaje fight the Talacanals on the side of the ship while others fight on top. Ironheart and the Midnight Angels take care of the Talacanals in the air. Black Panther heats up the ship, weakening Namor, but he fights back with his spear. Black Panther shoots a blast from her vibranium gauntlets that blows up the ship, sending them crashing onto an island. They fight some more and Namor stabs Shuri, but instead of finishing her, he tries to get to the water to save himself. Black Panther frees herself and blocks Namor's path. She remembers her brother, T'Challa, and decides to spare Namor's life if he leaves Wakanda. She yells, "Wakanda forever," and blasts Namor with an exploding ship. He falls down and she stands over him, but lets him live. In a moment of clarity, Namor realizes the error of his ways and decides to end the conflict. He joins forces with Shuri to put an end to the fighting and bring peace to Wakanda. In the aftermath of the battle, Shuri decides to step down as queen and leave Wakanda to start a new life in Haiti. She meets with Nakia, and together they burn Ramonda's ceremonial robe, a symbol of the past that they must let go to move forward. As she bids farewell to her home and people, Shuri reflects on the lessons she has learned, the sacrifices that were made, and the hope for a brighter future. In the mid-credits scene, Shuri learns of T'Challa's secret son, Toussaint, who Nakia has been raising in secret. She is surprised and overjoyed to learn that T'Challa's legacy lives on and that Wakanda has a new hero in the making. Thanks for watching. See you in the next recap.